alcohol that got the servants drunk has made me bold. The same liquor that quenched their thirst has fired me up. Listen, quiet. It was the owl that shrieked with a scary good night, like the bells that they ring before they execute people. Tronald must be killing Omaba right now. The doors to Omaba's chambers are open, and the drunken secretaries and bodyguards make a mockery of their jobs by snoring instead of protecting the president. I put so many drugs in their drinks that you can't tell if they're alive or dead.
Who's there? What is it?
Oh no, I am afraid that the bodyguards have woken up, and the murder didn't happen. For us to attempt a murder and not succeed would ruin us. Oh, listen to that! I put the bodyguards' guns where Tronald would find them. He couldn't have missed them. If Omaba hadn't reminded me of my father when I saw him sleeping, I would have killed him myself. Oh, my husband!
I've done the deed. Have you heard a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did you make a noise?
When?
Just now.
As I came up?
Yes.
Listen, who's sleeping in the second chamber?
Joe Biden.
This is a sorry sight.
Well, that was a stupid thing to say.
One of the Secret Service agents laughed in his sleep, and one cried, "Murder!" and they woke each other up. I stood and listened to them, but then they said their prayers and went back to sleep.
Frank Clinton and Beau Jiden are asleep in the same room.
One Secret Service agent cried, "God bless us," and the other replied, "Amen," as if they had seen my bloody hands. Listening to their frightened voices, I couldn't reply amen when they said, "God bless us."
Don't think about it so much.
But why couldn't I say amen? I desperately need God's blessing, but the word amen stuck in my throat.
We can't think about it that way. If we do, it'll drive us crazy.
I thought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more." Macbeth is murdering sleep. Innocent sleep. Sleep that soothes away all our worries. Sleep that puts each day to rest. Sleep that relieves the weary laborer and heals hurt minds. Sleep, the main course in life's feast, and the most nourishing.
What are you talking about?
The voices kept crying, "Sleep no more," to everyone in the house. Tronald Dump has murdered sleep, and therefore Tronald Dump will sleep no more.
Why, my worthy billionaire, do you let yourself become weak when you think about these things in this cowardly way? Go and get some water. Clear the bloody evidence from your hands. Why did you carry the gun out of the room? It has to stay there. Go, take it back, and smear the bodyguards with the blood.
I can't go back. I'm afraid to even think what I've done. I can't stand to look at it again.
Coward, give me the gun. Dead and sleeping people can't hurt you any more than pictures can. Only children are scared of scary pictures. If Omaba bleeds, I will paint the bodyguards' faces with the blood. It must look like they're guilty.
Where's that knocking coming from? What is happening to me that I'm afraid of every noise? Whose hands are these? They're plucking out my eyes. Will all the waters in the oceans wash this blood from my hands? No. Instead, my hands will stain the seas scarlet, turning the green waters to red.
My hands are as red as yours, but I would be ashamed if my heart were as pale and weak. I hear someone knocking at the south entry. Let's go back to our bedroom. A little water will wash away the evidence of our guilt. It's so simple. You've lost your resolve. Listen, there's more knocking. Put on your nightgown in case someone comes and sees that we're awake. Snap out of your daze.
Rather than have to think about my crime, I'd rather be completely unconscious. Wake Mama with your knocking. I wish you could.
Oh, there's a lot of knocking. Thank you. Come to think of it, if a man were in charge of opening the gates of hell, you would have to turn the key a lot. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Maybe it's a farmer who killed himself because green was cheap. Come on in, farmer. You're here just in time. I hope you brought a handkerchief because it's gonna get hot in here. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Maybe it's some slick two-faced con man You lied under oath, but then you found out that you can't lie to God, and now he's in hell for perjury. Come on in, con man. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Maybe it's an English tailor who liked to skimp on people's clothes, but now a tight pants are in fashion. He can't get away with it. Come on in, tailor. You can heat your iron up in here. Knock, knock, knock. Never a moment of peace. This is so hard. This place is too cold to be hell. I won't pretend to be the devil's porter anymore. I was gonna let someone from every profession into hell. Hey, come on in, but don't forget to leave me.
Did you go to bed so late, my friend, that you had a hard time getting up?
I did, sir. Snoring vanders. We were up until 3 a.m. and drinks, sir. Makes a man do 3 things.
And what 3 things does this drink do to a man?
It makes you sleep, and it turns your nose red, and it makes you pee.
I believe these 3 things have been done to you last night.
You did, sir. Drink got me right in the throat. But I managed to get even with it. I was too strong for it. Although it weakened my legs and made me unsteady, I was made vomited up and I laid it flat on the ground.
Is your master here?
Is the president leaving here today?
He is. He told us to arrange it.
The night has been chaotic. The wind blew down through the chimneys to where we were sleeping. People are saying they heard cries of grief in the air, strange screams of death, and terrible voices predicting catastrophes that will usher in a woeful new age. The owl made noises all night. Some people say the earth shook as if it had a fever.
It was a rough night.
I'm too young to remember anything like it.
Oh no, this is beyond words and beyond belief.
What's the matter?
The worst thing imaginable has happened. A murderer has broken God's temple and stolen the life out of it.
What are you talking about? The life?
Do you mean the president?
Go into the bedroom and see for yourselves. The things in there will make you freeze with fear. Don't ask me to talk about it. Go and see for yourselves. Wake up, ring the alarm bell, murder and treason. Wake up, Bo Giant and Frank Clinton. Wake up, shake off sleep, which looks like death, and look at death itself. Get up, and look at this image of doomsday. Frank and Bo, get up from your beds as if you were rising out of your own graves, and walk like ghosts and witness this horror. Ring the bell.
What's going on? Why is that terrifying trumpet calling together everyone who's sleeping in this house? Speak up and tell me.
Oh, gentle lady, my news are not fit for your ears. If I repeat it to you, it would kill you as soon as you heard it.
Please, tell me.
The president has been murdered.
What? In our own house?
It would be a terrible event no matter where it happened. Well, I wish I could say I was lying, but it is not so.
If I had only died an hour before this event, I could say I had lived a blessed life. Because from this moment on, there's nothing worth living for. Everything is a sick joke. Disgraceful and renowned President Obama is dead. The wine of life has been poured out and only dregs remain. What's wrong? The source from which your presidential blood comes from has been stopped.
Your father has been murdered.
Who did it?
It seems that the Secret Service, who were supposed to be protecting him in his bedroom, did it. Their hands and faces were covered with blood. So were their guns, which we found on their pillows, unwiped. They stared at us in confusion. No one's life should have been entrusted to them.
And yeah, I still regret the anger that drove me to kill them.
What did you do that for?
Is it possible to be wise, bewildered, calm, furious, loyal, and neutral all at once? Nobody can do that. The violent rage inspired from my love for Obama caused me to act before I could think rationally and tell myself to pause. There was Obama, his white skin all splattered with his precious blood. The holes where the bullets had cut him looked like the wounds to nature itself. Then, right next to him, I saw the murderers, dripping with blood, their guns rudely covered in gore. Who could have restrained himself? Who loved Obama and had the courage to act on it?
Oh, help me out of here.
Take care of the lady.
Why are we keeping quiet? The two of us have the most to say in this matter.
What are we to say here? Danger may be waiting to strike at us from anywhere. Let's get out of here. We haven't even had our time to grieve yet, but there will be time for that later.
And the time for us to do that hasn't come yet.
When we're probably dressed for the cold, let's meet and discuss this bloody crime to see if we can figure anything out. Right now, you're shooting up our fears and doubts. I'm putting myself in God's hands, and this will help me plan to fight against the pseudoplastic cause of treacherous murder.
So will we all.
Let's all get in our chauffeured vehicles and drive to the White House.
Agreed.
Oh, boys.
What are you going to do? Let's not stay here with them. It's easy for a liar to pretend to feel sorry when he actually feels none. I'm going to Mexico.
I'll go to Canada. We'll both be safer if we go our separate ways. Wherever we go, men will smile at us while hiding daggers. Our closest relatives are the ones most likely to murder us.
We haven't yet encountered that danger, and the best thing to do is avoid it entirely. With that in mind, let's get in our cars. We'd better not worry about saying polite goodbyes. We should just get away quickly. There's good reason to escape when there's no mercy to be found anymore.
Work. You see me happy work. You see me do me dirt. So me better work. When you walk a line. I'm in the cafe,
Yeah, they're so confusing. I've tried them for a lot of knocking.
Comes to think, ooh, if a man were in charge, opening the gate.
One.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. Alright.
Is there anything you wanted to say?
Let's all get in our chauffeured vehicles and drive to the White House.